To camera number one, you don't even exist. It's a black. It's a smiley face. It eats you up in the matrix. Depending on which angle you twist and you turn yourself, everything seems to turn to silver. You can see my wall, but the camera is closed. How much does camera number one get to see? How much does camera number one get to see? Camera one never gets to see life at all. Nothing at all. All camera one gets to see is the infliction of its first color, of its feeling, of its vibration that comes from the ears inside you. It sees nothing before anything comes out to be seen at all. Nothing is seen, it can only be imagined. The center of a continuous line is now out of range. It is out of range. You can no longer see this. It's gone. But yet, I'm looking, and I still see it, and it's still going. Because the end of the road is only the end of what you think. Where your mind ends, we need the continuation. The continuation of the understanding of the two. If we looked at the two dice, the two dice, right? Is it the two dice or is it the two dice? Wait a second, which way are you? Are you number two, green in the right corner, or are you number two? What am I turning? Irregardless, this is 12 o'clock. This over here is 3 o'clock. I turn it here, I'm at 3. I turn it here, I'm at 12. I've covered all four corners in one twist. This corner, shin, and this corner over here. 2, 6. 2, 3, 6. Right? This is half a 2. This is the center of all this. This is the center, it's all 2. This is the center 6. It's all 6. This is the center 8. It's all 8. This is the center of 4. It's all 4. But this is the heart of all centers, but it's split in 2. See the stand it sits on? One's part of the spade, the other part of the spade. These two putting together, wrap them up, and we have 2 clubs. One club, one club, one club, 2 clubs sit together, and the 2. And what is the stand in the center? What does the stand show in the center on the 2 is actually, if we're going to add a third dot, we're going to show the 3. Because that 3, right, automatically shows, you see that 3? See these 3 in a row? It automatically shows these 2 empty corners come with it. That's what that shows. Without it, it shows you a different design. You see this design? This is the design of 2. Where it shows not empty stands, there's no markings of any stands, just arms. The arms on this side and the arms on this side, right? Reflecting faces, the picture cards, you don't see the stomach. Out of range. The dice cube is out of range, but the design is in range, okay? It's in range. If you see a line that drops to a second level, take the center of that line, thinking it's the middle. On the Mayan Sanskrit, okay, they're showing middles and aboves and below all over it. Understanding the art. I can't tell you what it is. I haven't looked in enough to it, but I do see it. This automatically says 9. Why? Because I'm going to cut it once here. If I cut it down the center, I'm cutting it down the total center. I've taken out this part of the center, north-south. But this one I'm just going to split in half, leaving me 6 pieces. That will give me 1 level, right? The reflecting level gives me the other 3 pieces. So, you know, here, let me actually design it. If I take this, and well, that ain't no good, and this, right? 1, 2, 3. The center of what this was, okay, the center of that was this. The real center is here. This is the real center. It's over here. Okay, 1 piece, 2 piece. We turned it into 3 pieces. So I cut a piece out of here, and I cut a piece out of here. Now this piece is 1 piece. The army stripes, right? The army stripes. The army stripes taking up the 2 sides, right? 2 sides, the middle, the bat, the stingray. 2 sides. Now if I split it again, I make up 3 here and 3 here. That's a total of 6. If you were doing that in numbers, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I can live on the top here. Now, if I reverse this upside down, I can live underneath here, flipped upside down. So right away, 4, 5, 6 is the center, and you can live either on this thickness or on this thickness. 7, 8, 9. See the thickness of 6 and 9? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6 and 6. But they all have to keep these together. These 3 connect and these 3 connect, right? 3 and 7 connect and 19 connect. The only one that's in between is 28. Magic square, they're not showing it. 47, 56. 5 and 6 is like 1 and 2. It's 45 minutes before and 90 minutes after the clock. I know, because that's how 1 and 6 comes together, and they're the polars on a dice cube. The polars on a square dice cube are 1 and 6. They're showing us face value 9. So is the actual square what? Why is it 1 to 6? Because you go 1 down is 1, 1 to here is 2, 1 to here is 3. I went all 1 down and 3 over. 1 down, 3 over means 3 over, and 1 down means 2 rows. 3 and 3 on each row. I went down 3. But from here, I go down 1 row and I move over. So this takes me with 7, 13. This takes me with 6, 1, 7. 6 and 7 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. So it becomes 4, 6, 7 equals to God. And this is 1, 6, 4. This is 6 and 7 is 7. But the half to 7 is 4. Zion, Israel. Over here, you show the reason why we have the pay, okay, in Hebrew letter pay, the 6 and the 9. You see when they come together, the 6 and the 9 are 2 worlds, 1 world going this way, 1 world going that way. If you want, we can do it this way, the A letter, right, the A letter, but the area space for a square shows we have an extra space here and shows we have an extra space here, here, and here. This will show you 7, 1, 6. The spirit of one side to the 1, which is actually in the 5 position, because 1 plays in 3, 5, and 9. It does not play in 7. 5 is the heart inside of the 7th gate, inside the mind. Everything goes to 7 because it's 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3 with a link on this one. The link gives you an extra 1. It's the in-between. It's the point between here and here. It's the in-between space. That's why they count all spaces half. Half to this side, half to this side, leaving T in the center, leaving U with a center, leaving T with 2 sides of T and A, showing that the inside T there is a K, there is the inside of T. We can actually see the shin, we can see the K, we can see the A, we can see the W, we can see the Hebrew letters. It also says key. This also says key. This is the Y, the continuation line. This is now a Greek letter, so everything talks for each other. We understood what this is, right? It started off just as a square. It's tic-tac-toe, right? Tic-tac-toe. So now what this is, tic-tac-toe? See this over here, this design over here? I'm just going to plug up. You know what I'm going to plug up to it? I'm just going to make what goes in here, right? I'm going to show you. Watch this, what goes in here. I'm going to make a very small one. See, there's a third line. These are all in-betweens. 3 in-betweens say this and this, this and this, this and this. Everything is parts of something else. And this. This goes in between over here. And you know what this becomes? I should do it all the way up and over here. And this is the sword. This is the sword on the playing cards, and one goes in here and one goes in here. And it doesn't matter if this moves and separates, because this always takes the place. And imagine if this was water and it would just mold. All it would do is rise and lower, and the connection would always be there. You see this piece over here and this piece over here? What if I took this and I brought this to here? What if I made 1,000 of these and put them all next to each other? What would this look like after? See what happens? 365.47 is the year. It's the limit. 258 is missing in between. See this line over here? I and I. 9 and 9, 9, 11 to the left and to the right. Split two things in half. You have two halves. 2 and 5 equals to a quarter. The only reason you split them into a quarter, you can put them any way you want. 16, 9, 25, 36, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why am I not using 1 and 2? Because 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 and 1 equals to 3. So I start at 3. I don't use 1 and 2. And when I end, I must end with a 3. This is 12. Is the only way to get this. 12 and 11. I need this 11 from this. 1 and 2 created this. And I need the 11. The opposite of 1 and 2 is 5 and 6 of the 7th gate. So from this, I need these two automatically. I need 6 by 6. I need 5 by 5. I need all of these. 16, 25, 50, 86. The mind has been connected. 7 by 7 is the 7th gate because you did need the totality. 1 and 2 do count, but they count in here and they count again in 12. 1 and 2 count again in 12, and 1 counts forever because it is the continuation of the 10 star, 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7. So 1 will always continue in the 10 position with one of the numbers in the lowest position, and the lowest number on a cube is 6. But you can only play actually 1 towards 2 or 1 towards 4. 4 inside of here or 2 on the cross half. 4 on the 4 corners, 1 in the center. 1 and 2 creates. Here is a bridge between 2 blocks, 3, 1, 3. Here's the 1 over. 1, 2, 3, and the block. 1, 2, 3, and the block. Anyways, Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Okay, when I add up all these numbers, okay, 1 times 1776, 2 times 888, 3 times 592, 4 times 444, 8 times 222, and there's 2 more numbers that I'm missing. But when I add up the multiple numbers, okay, the multiple numbers will be 24. Okay, this line over here will add up. Okay, the center line will add up to 39. The left line here will add up to 28, and the right side over here will add up to 28. The total will be 95. The total marks that it took to multiply it, it'll be 24. It'll be 24 times 74, which is Jesus. 7 by 4 is 28. 7 plus 4 is 11, recreating the 39 that creates Einstein, Neptune, 1776, and the cycle of the moon, 3, 4, 7, and 6. 3, 4, 7, and 6. Disregard anything to do with 1. 1 is carried in 6. 1 and 6 create your 7, 7, and 7. 6 and 3, 7 and 4, 4, 7, 6 says 3 God. 7 and 6, 3 and 4, 7, 7, 6, 1776, 3476, the size of the moon. 9, 11. 7 and 3 is 10, 4 and 6 is 10. 7 by 3 is 21 and 10 equals to 31. 4 by 6 is 24, plus 4 and 6 is 10, equals to 24, 34. 34 and 31 is 65, and it took 1 and 2 to create 3, needing the polars of 1 and 2 is 5 and 6 to create the rest. 9 is inside 6. 8 is the other fixation of 4 and 4, which is inside 6. 7 and 7 is the gateway, which is inside 1, which is created inside of 6. And that is the way the numbers work. 2, 5, 8, 4, 5, 6 are dividers. Raphael, understanding also one thing, 47 by 47, the same cycle, equals to 2209 or 2269. until the year 3760 is a missing 1551, or 33 by 47, the coming of Christ. 47 and 47 is 94 Uranus, 84 Pluto, which is coming now, 74 reverse Jesus, 33 times 47 is 1551. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 is 5 and 6, 11, which is created by 2 times 3, 2 plus 3, which is 2 and 3, equals 5 and 6, 11. 1551 of Jesus and Moses equals 3760. Jesus, Moses, 47 years, 47 cycles apart, 33 cycles apart, times 47 equals time of Jesus, equals to a total of 80 times 47, plus 43 more cycles equals to 123 cycles by 47 equals 5781. We're in the year 5776 this year. 5 more years, but you couldn't begin until you had 5. Once you get 2 corners, and the spirit in 2 corners, here, here, and here, like I showed you before, automatically this corner comes down and owns it to here, and they pie in this area over here, making all these work. This one over here, I can create your mug and dove it, but we're not going to do it right now. And area spots turn into 4 by 25 or 3 by 12. 3 by 12 because you no longer need the center. Do you need the center or you don't need the center? A 25-cent coin, a 10-cent coin is 35, a 5-cent coin and a 1-cent coin equals to 41. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 is 5 and 4, 9. It is the IT system. So I don't remember exactly what this was for 3, but I know 4 times 90 and 3 times 120. So 4 by 90 is 36. So let's count this as 36 cents. Okay, 36, 36, 36, 36. Took off 11. And let's count the other one is 3 times 20 is 36 cents also. 1 is 3, 1 is 4. 1 gets 3 parts. But why does it get 3 parts? Because it cuts it apart this way on that angle. 3 parts cut apart this way, the top, the bottom, and the 1 spirit that comes apart. It's separate. It's 2 even parts. And the difference between the 2 even parts is the part that passes in the center, making all 3 perfect and kissing in their own. Do you understand that? You cut on this angle, but you cut out the center, equaling this side and this side are cut exactly 1 inch and 1 inch. And whatever the center is equal to both sides, making 3 perfect. The 120, 3 times 120, where the center, see this square in the middle? It stays there. This becomes your H and your I. We now have this over here. You can't do 4 of these. It's 2 or the other. You're going this way or this way. It's hard to explain. I mean, you know what? It's something that always bothered me, saying, yes, there is 4, but you can't use all of them. There's 2 you can't use. Polar cycles, you're walking on your feet. You know what I'm saying? Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus in the painted house. How you doing? It's Sunday.